I'd like to speak to some of the amendments in this section or group, and I suppose, like Deputy McGrath, I'm concerned too and ask that when there are changes being made to the National Planning Framework, that it has to be discussed here inside this House, and recognition has to be given to the elected councillors in our local authorities, because we've had the scenario where councillors made certain unanimous decisions to be refused by the planning regulator, and management came back asking them to change their decisions, and in other words diluted what the people wanted and what the elected members of Kerry County Council wanted. And one of those things, and I'm speaking as well to the one number 193 about that we should have at least information on the following: 1, current information on current and projected population and demographics, including net migration and inward migration, coastal and flood-related retreats. So, and you see, what I'm getting at, Minister, is even designation insisted upon by the planning regulator, it is known as strict urban generated pressure. And this, at the outset, anyone in here might think that is to stop people from urban areas going out to rural areas. But in actual fact, what it is doing, it is preventing, I'm talking about towns like Kinmare, Killorlin and Killarney. What it is doing, it is preventing fellas that were brought up and reared in the rural area. Just because the designation was shoved outside them, it means that a fella who his father really wanted him to build on the half-acre of ground beside him. What the young fellow was, you're not listening to me, I think, Minister, where the young fellow was raised all his life, in the same acre, the father had a half-acre, the son has a half-acre now. This designation is preventing him of getting planning permission. Likewise, the east of Killarney, another young woman, she wanted to be near, and I left out a very important part. This young fella wanted to build a house next door to his father because his father has got bad medical information concerning his future, and he wanted the son and his wife to be beside him, and now he's refused. Likewise, another lady east of Killarney, several miles east of Killarney. This area is designated under strict urban generated pressure, 7 miles away from Killarney. And this young woman can't get permission. She could get a site practically next door, an affordable site, and the other fellow was getting the site for nothing. There's another instance in Kinmare. I have several instances where this is militating against people from a basically rural area from getting planning permission because they're deemed to be in an area that's under strict urban generated pressure. This is having that effect that these people can't build next door to where they were born and reared. And they're not coming out from the town or any urban setting. And this, it is also having an effect in that many young people now of the age 28 to 32, they're sizing up where they're going to live. And because they can't afford to buy a house inside Killarney town, 600,000 is the goal, 300,000 is the price of a site if we want to go down that route, and it's hard to get them because any ground inside in the town of Killarney, it'll go together. They won't sell sites separately. Tis developers will end up purchasing them and selling the houses back for 600,000. That's the price of them at the present time. So the effect that is having is Many young fellas of the age of 20 and girls of the ages of 28 to 32, they're leaving our shores now, going to places like Australia, Dubai, and Canada, because they see that they can never come up to the mark where they can get a mortgage to build a house, or they can't come up with that amount of money. They're 28 to 32 is they're deciding their future at that stage. They have a bit of money, but the problem is they don't have enough. And what this is meaning is that many of our local people are leaving rural places because their area is designated as an area under urban generated pressure. Please, Minister, I beg you here inside this chamber to look at that fact. The planning regulator went at this to stop people coming out from towns. But what is actually doing in Mucras and all the other places around Killarney, Headford and Kilcummin, all those areas they can't get permission in. And they're leaving our shores now, and because they're deciding they can never. These are people that are asking for notorious planning permission, and they'll build a house themselves. And you see, it is very unfair. It's undemocratic. Farmers' sons and daughters are being seen after, and I welcome that. But it's very hard for some fella to see his neighbour next door, that they grew up and went to school together, getting planning permission, and this fella being refused, and he has nothing else to do only to leave if he can't afford to buy a house inside in Killarney, and that's a no-go for many of them now.
Thank you, Deputy. We're out of time now.
I'm sorry, Count Caller, but I'm asking you please to look at this. This very strict rule, and it's being applied now since last June. It is affecting so many young fellas, boys and girls, and they're leaving for other lands because of this rule.
Thank you very much, Deputy Boyd Barrett.